This week on Kentucky Afield, we're in the woods and looking to fill the freezer with fresh venison. Next,
Coming from this way.
one of our favorite days of the year is the opener of dove season.
Shot. Thank you.
Then, we're getting you ready to harvest a nice buck by showing you how to commemorate it. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl. Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit. Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie. Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
Here it goes. Boom!
Wow, that happened fast.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. The first month of this year's deer season was pretty warm, but the weather is getting right. It's time to get in a tree stand. Well, it's early in the archery season, and today is actually my second time in the stand. You know, I was sitting at home, and all of a sudden this rainstorm comes in, and it cooled the temperature down significantly. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get in the deer stand. My first hunt of the season, which was actually a really, really cool hunt. I got about right here on the walking in last time, and about got ran over by a small buck. Got in the stand, had a doe walk right underneath of me. Probably should have took a shot, but at that point in time, we had seen a pretty good buck in the field, and I wanted to give that deer a chance to make its way to me. I saw tons of deer, had a great hunt, and now I'm looking forward to getting back in. I had this afternoon of cloud cover and a little bit of rain. It's time to be in the deer stand. Got all set up and settled down. I've got a major soybean field right here, and the deer are really, really destroying it. I know this farmer would love for me to take a couple does out of here for him, but the last time I hunted this stand, there was a deer the whole time. When I walked in, climbed up the tree, got settled down, and I just looked out there and saw its ears moving around. That deer had been there the whole time. There could be deer really close right now. In the woods behind me, I have a heavily used trail that's alongside a creek. And on the other side of that is another soybean field. So these deer in the middle of the day, they're going to either bed or use this to move to different areas of the shade or the cooler areas of the field to feed. They can show up at any time. I really like this spot. This weather is changing fast. You know, we had a rainstorm earlier today, and now it's gotten windy. It'll rain and then it'll kind of slow up. The deer are already in the field. I don't know how many there are, but there's close to 10. So I know the deer are moving. As long as I see them out there, I'm gonna try to wait this out. Now this type of condition requires a perfect shot. If I don't think I can make an absolute perfect shot, or hopefully I hear the deer go down, I probably won't shoot. I don't want a situation where it's a deer that I gotta rely on a blood trail, because with rain coming and going, I may not get one. But I'm still very confident. I know those deer are excited to be getting this cooler weather, just like I am. You don't get these type of days in September very often where the temperature just bottom falls out. Unfortunately, it brought rain. Oh, you've got a doe 25 yards right on the edge of the beans. I've got a tree right here between me and the deer, so. Oh, there's two. These deer are already in range, but they gotta make their way to me to get around this tree. Man, if they come forward 8 or 10 yards, it's gonna give me a perfect shot. All right, that second doe's the biggest. That's the one I'm gonna try to get a shot at. All right, that deer is hit really good. She's going down. I'm gonna give it the normal 30 minutes and go check it out.
Well, last night in the tree stand, we were hunting our soybean field, and there were a couple does that came by, and we let them come right up to us until I decided, all right, this is a shot that I know I can make. Thought I made a beautiful shot. The deer went about 10 yards, laid down in the soybeans. Thought, okay, this is great. Got down out of the tree, walked up, actually bumped this deer. I decided with the rain, there's probably not gonna be any way to blood trail this deer. So I decided that, you know what, we're gonna wait and come back. It's gonna be cool all night, temperature in the 40s. Let's get back out here and see what we can find. So we decided to walk this creek bed, and lo and behold, about 200 yards from where the shot was taken, here she is. Walked right in on the deer. It's laying right here in this creek. Completely cold, feels great. The shot was right where I thought, but you know what? I learned something. I thought I was gonna take a shot and hit this deer right in the heart. That was the plan. End this really quick, no blood trailing required. You know what? These deer are tougher than you think. Looked like a good shot. Next time, I'm going for 2 lungs. But I can't be more excited to have this to put in the freezer early in the bow season. If you like shooting a shotgun, maybe you should try your luck at Fast Flying Doves. It's a day in the field you won't soon forget. So Thomas, how long has your family been here in Spencer County?
They've owned the farm since about 1980.
Okay. So this is pretty much all you know then.
It's been here longer than I've been alive.
So you put some work in here, I see. You've got sunflower seeds. I see some heads out here. What else you got planted?
So in this field, we have some sunflowers. Mixed in with that, we have some foxtail, and unfortunately the Johnson grass came back. I tried to spray it and kill it off, but it had already seeded out and it came up thick. But still, once it's bush hogged, you can see we're walking in the feet. It's still full of seed on the ground, and that's what we're hoping to use to pull in some birds today.
There's probably more people on September the 1st hunting in the woods of Kentucky or in the fields than any other day of the year.
I believe that. It's, you know, nobody's been able to hunt since spring turkey, and today's their first day to kind of get the first crack at it, so I don't doubt it one bit. I've been itching all for months.
You know, I know a lot of people like yourself put a lot of time and energy, and you may hunt, what, 3 or 4 or 5 days all year as far as dove season, as far as getting really good hunts?
Yeah, really good, absolutely.
It's a lot of work, but it's a love, it's a passion to get out here and do this. Well, hey, I hope we shoot good. It's been a while since I've shot a shotgun, but I am looking forward to it. Let's get Spirit out here and hopefully get a couple shots. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, one coming behind you.
There you go.
Nice shot.
Thank you, Chad.
Nice shot.
That felt good.
I was backing up and I didn't even have to pull the trigger because you smoked it.
All right, well, it feels good to get on the board. First one down. Let's get a few more. 10 o'clock, Chad, hard left. Nice shot. All right, now we're starting to get some action.
All right, pulling the trigger a little bit here. I'm gonna walk out there and grab that one real quick before I forget where it's at. Well, that's the first dove of 2021. Started out slow, but we're starting to see a lot more birds. Still not doing a lot of shooting, but it's just a nice, casual afternoon with good friends out here shooting doves.
So one nice thing about having your own field is that, I've been watching this for the past week, and right here in front of us, this seems to be where the majority want to come in and start feeding. We've got this power line to our left. They like landing up there to look for danger. Obviously, we're not going to shoot them off the wire. That would be unsafe. I'm thinking it's going to start lighting up.
I think it's going to be good. Here we go.
Nice shot.
Got one. I see the feathers. All right. Bird's starting to fly a little better. Hopefully this last 2 hours is going to get pretty hot and heavy with some bird action. They're actually flying different the way that we were scouted. They were always coming in from this way, and now today they're coming in behind us. Well, you can't see them until they're almost right on top of you, so you're going to have to make some pretty quick shots. But hey, that's all right. I'm out here to shoot. I don't have to hit them all. Missing them is part of the game. Coming our way.
That's a low bird. At the mojo.
Landed at the mojo. Think we should walk out there and flush that bird or not?
I think we should. I know we can get to at least this first row.
It's like a quail hunt.
Got to jump shoot the doves.
I tell you what, that's something that if the field was really full, that's not something you'd want to do. But in this situation, we're hunting a 120-something acre farm with 4 people. We know exactly where everybody's located. So he was able to walk out there, knows exactly his target and what's behind him, and was able to go out there and take that bird. Knowing his backstop and where everybody was at, that was a safe shot. Good job, man. Nice shot.
Hey, bird.
I know how I missed him. I never shot. I thought I'd taken it off.
We've all been there.
Well, can't hit them if you don't shoot them, but I had my safety on and pulled the trigger and nothing, no bang.
There we go, here we go. Hey, there's one right here.
Starting to fly now.
Yes, sir. There's one more down. Let's see if we get a few more. I think they're starting to fly a little better. Let's see what happens. It's not a dove.
He likes that mojo though. I've seen those mojo decoys work extremely well. I've seen it really turn birds and bring it right to them.
I'm a firm believer. I've seen if there's a dove flying across a field and they get a glimpse of it, they'll turn 90 degrees and come straight to it. There's one coming in from behind again. Nice shot. You just shot the wing off him. Excellent shot. Got 2 of them.
Oh, I didn't even see yours. I didn't see it till it was fluttering to the ground. That was a good shot.
I appreciate that. Coming from this way.
Shot.
Thank you.
Dropped it right on the decoy.
Did I really?
Oh yeah. You may flush a bird or two when you get out there. That there was a good shot. That thing came around, looked like it was gonna hit that decoy, wasn't very high, and then started to take off right about the time he smashed it.
Coming right to us.
Oh, you got that one?
Yep. No, nice shot.
I don't know if you or I got that, but
I believe that was you. I got the first one and you got the second.
we got 2 down. That was good. Here we thought this game was about over, and here they come.
That there's some good teamwork, Chad.
Yeah, good job, man. Nice shot. They wanted that mojo.
He took a second to find.
Well, Thomas, I appreciate you having us out. For the opening day, the weather was great. We saw plenty of birds. We didn't get a limit, but we had a limit worth of fun.
I would agree. You know, it's opening day. The weather was perfect. I think this is the first time we were mentioning that, you know, I haven't been sweating. It's very comfortable.
What a great way to spend an afternoon. Haven't had a gun in my hand in a while. Come out here and get to shoot at some birds. Missed most of them, but
That's the way it is.
but that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us out.
No problem. I'm glad you're able to make it out.
Thank you. Many of our deer firearm seasons are right around the corner. If you're looking for an economical way to preserve your trophy, maybe you should check out a European mount. So I'm here with Chase Wallen today, and we're here to demonstrate a way that a person can preserve a deer hunt without spending a ton of money on a taxidermist.
Yeah, absolutely. The Euro mount's a very cost-effective method.
And this Euro mount is all about removing hair and flesh and getting it down to just literally bone.
Yeah, correct.
Bone and antler, right?
Yeah, you're gonna remove the flesh, you're gonna clean the skull, and essentially there you go.
Well, it just so happened that one of our videographers, Jameson Standard, took a really nice buck, and he is going to allow us to demonstrate this process today. This is a way that we can showcase exactly how to do this for someone who may want to try it.
We're gonna go ahead and get started. So what you're gonna need is a set of sharp knives, some rubber gloves to protect your hands, a couple pairs of needle nose pliers. I like to use a large pair and a small pair. The same with a set of flathead screwdrivers, gun cleaning picks, peroxide developer paste, some small paint brushes, and some cups to hold your peroxide developer, clear dishwashing liquid, super glue, electrical tape, and then of course your pot and your pan and your burner. The first step is we're going to remove all the hide, the ears, the nose, and then some of the meat that we can get off. So biggest thing you want is a deboning knife that's got a little bit of flexibility to it, just so you can get in and around all the intricate parts of the head. So when you're doing this, you really want to be careful with your knife cuts, and you do not want to cut down into the bone. We're just going to keep peeling the hide down away from the mouth. You want to be careful around here so you don't cut or scrape up the teeth, and you're just going to keep continuing to work this hide all the way down. And you do not have to worry about taking this hide off in one piece. If you need to, it's perfectly fine to section it out, peel a piece, and then start on another one, section it out, and keep peeling all the way down to the nose. At this point, we have all the hide removed. So what we're gonna do is go through and remove as much excess meat off the skull as possible. In this point, you don't wanna use a whole lot of downward pressure on the nose because you don't wanna shatter these delicate bones. You wanna go in and remove the tongue and the eyes. They do boil out if you'd rather do that. It just helps to get that hot water down into the cavity quicker. Where you want your water temperature is just a really low simmer. You absolutely do not need a rolling boil for this. Every 30 to 45 minutes, you need to go back and check your water temperature and your water level, as this will evaporate over time. Okay, we're in about hour 3, just about ready to take it out and pressure wash it. Around hour 2, we pulled this out, put it on the table, and pulled the majority of the meat off with the needle nose pliers. It's a really important step. We removed the jawbone and got off as much as we possibly could to allow it to continue cooking in the last hour. We put it back in, and as you can see, whenever we removed all that meat, it drastically reduced the weight on the front end and causes it to tip forward. We rigged up a little apparatus to help hold it up. You may need to do the same. Prior to pressure washing, I like to remove the 2 lower nose bones just because they're so fragile and I don't want to break them. After you get them removed and dried, it's easy to glue them back in later. Before we get started, what I like to do is put down a towel just to kind of protect the skull and to keep anything from blowing up against it. I also like to set it up against a hard surface to prevent it from spinning around while you're pressure washing it. And another thing, I like to wear some knee-high rubber boots. There's going to be a bunch of nasty debris fly off of this and you don't want to get it on you. Now that we've got the front sprayed off, what we're gonna do is flip it over, pat up the bottom really well where these really delicate nose bones are gonna be, stick the end of the pressure washer in the spinal column hole, and flush out the brain matter. Okay, so now we've got all the meat sprayed off and it's on to the next step. Sometimes the pressure washer can miss small pieces of meat, especially in the nasal cavity. So it's a good idea to go in and remove any from the skull. So now we're gonna soak the skull in a pot of water with some clear dishwashing soap. This helps remove any oils or grease from the skull. Absolutely make sure it's clear. You don't have to do this, but it helps speed the process if you have a heat lamp next to the container. The warm water helps to draw the oils out faster. Let this soak for 2 to 3 weeks, changing the water every 3 to 4 days, maybe a week, or if it looks like it gets cloudy. So we've removed the skull from the water and let it completely dry. Prior to this, we went in and we pre-whitened this section of the nose bone and the corresponding section of the skull, just so that it'll make glue up a little bit easier and no color will bleed through. Next step, we're gonna attach the nose bones with the glue, and then we're gonna whiten the entire skull with the cream developer peroxide paste. So with these nose pieces, make sure and dry fit it first prior to putting the glue on it, just in case a piece of bone has shifted or maybe something's out of line. You can go in with some sandpaper or maybe a fine file it down where it meets up a little bit easier. This one's meeting pretty good, so we're gonna go ahead and glue it. What I like to use is just a normal super glue. You want to use something that's not water soluble and not heat soluble. That way you don't have to have any kind of worries or anything with it coming apart on you. But you'll put just a dab of glue where it's going to meet the skull. And then I like to put a dab of glue on the inside of the nose bone. And it is super glue, so you do have to act pretty quickly. We're just going to hold it till it dries. It's time for the other side. Now that the nose bones are dry, we're gonna go ahead and apply the peroxide cream developer paste. Prior to doing that, a good idea is to take just some simple electrical tape and wrap the base of your antlers. That way none of the developer paste gets up onto the colored antler and you don't have to worry about it bleaching it out. I like to go 3 to 4 inches up the antler. So now that we got those wrapped, we're gonna go ahead and apply the paste. What we're using here is a peroxide cream developer paste. You can pick this up from any salon or even Amazon. Today we've got 40% by volume, which is about 12% peroxide, which is as strong as you can get over the counter. We're gonna go ahead and just apply a thin coat of the paste over the top of the entire skull. It helps to have a small brush so you can get down into the nooks and crannies in this cartilage and get the developer paste all throughout. So I also like to get this really good up in between each individual tooth. The teeth typically hold a little bit more oil and they'll be a little bit more discolored than the rest of the bones, so they may take 2 or 3 applications. Once you have all this applied, let it dry 6 to 8 hours. Overnight is best. Once it's dried, you need to go in and maybe take a stiff bristle brush and rinse it under hot water and scrub all the remaining peroxide off. Then once it's dried, you can evaluate it. If it's to the point of being as white as you want, good. If not, all you have to do is go back and reapply the paste and continue the process until you get it to where you want it. A European mount takes a little bit of time and it's a few steps, but it's a great, inexpensive, and very memorable way to commemorate your harvest.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Check out this beautiful bull elk that was taken by Joseph Hawkins of Frankfort, Kentucky. This bull was taken in Clay County. Nice job. Easton Garrett had a nice day in the woods. He got this nice 6-point buck while hunting with his dad in Bath County. Here we have Eli Tabb with his first deer, a nice buck that was taken 100 yards away from where his dad took his first deer. Nice job. Check out this giant buck taken by Morgan Donathan. This buck was taken during the youth season on Clay WMA using his dad's old Browning rifle. Nice job. Check out this first deer, a nice 8-point buck by Sophia Asher. She got this deer on the opening morning of the youth hunt in Logan County. Here we have David and Lily Pinnock of Union, Kentucky, who both caught their first catfish while fishing in a farm pond in Union, Kentucky. Here we have 11-year-old Peyton McEwen, who made a great shot on this nice 8-point buck taken in Davis County. Here we have Olivia Akers, who took her first deer during this year's youth season on the family farm in Lawrence County. Our early muzzleloader season is here. Make sure you're up to date with all the rules and regulations and be safe in that tree stand. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.